Welcome, listeners, to Thrice, a horror movie podcast brought to you by Sinister Siblings, where we review a horror movie not once, not twice, but thrice, to see what comes from repeat viewings and share our thoughts with our listeners. My name is Adam. Joining me, with always, are my co-hosts Tracy.
Hello.
And Mark.
Hello.
And this episode, we're channeling our inner Mark Bolan and getting extra few inches of fabric stitched to the bottom of our trousers, because it's part 2 of Longlegs.
Ooh.
Clothing alterations necessary.
Yes.
You know, because the legs are long.
And they're flared.
Yeah.
It's kind of 70s style.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Flary legs.
Did you not like that introduction?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I liked the reference to the fashion of the time.
Yes.
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 And the Mark Bolan picture that was on the wall half. Oh, was that Lou Reed? I don't remember.
No, it's Mark
Yeah, you had
Bolan.
Lou Reed on there from Transformers.
There you go. Thank you.
There was Mark Bolan on his wall as well.
Was there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You're all high pitched very early in the episode.
Well,
Tracy.
Yeah.
I am.
You've just.
Quite
I
Can
can
we at
feel
least
it.
finish the introduction before you start causing a whole rabble?
I can feel it now. This is going to be a contentious episode.
There's some feistiness.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, obviously you've listened to part 1, I'm assuming, if you've come in back for part 2. But just to give you a little bit of a wrap yet again about how Thrice works. So the first episode we do is based upon our own review, so just our own personal thoughts after watching the film. The second time round, we've watched it after we've had a discussion, so we've sort of got some information that we've shared with each other. So we've got what we sort of get like an internal circle, I guess. And then third time round, we'll watch it with some external input. So whether that's from people involved with the film, whether that's from reviews, whether that's from you as the listeners. Always beware that because we're talking quite in depth about the film, there'll be a lot of spoilers. So if for whatever reason you haven't watched the movie, please go do that first and then come back. We'll wait.
Yeah.
Come on back to us now.
Come on back.
And you're back in the room.
And they're back. Tracy, so can you just remind everybody what Longlegs is all about?
Yeah, so Longlegs is a 2024 American horror thriller film written and directed by Osgood Perkins and starring Micah Monroe, Alicia Witt, Blair Underwood and Nicolas Cage. It follows an FBI agent in the 1990s who is tasked with tracking down an occultist serial killer responsible for murdering multiple families throughout Oregon. Cage served as a producer on the film through his Saturn Films production company. So, just a quick note, don't know if we touched on this in the first edition, but Alicia Witt, she was one of the stars in Urban Legend from the 90s. And now she's playing a hippy-dippy
No, she's playing Margaret White.
mum. Yeah. So, Mark, was there anything new this time around for you? How'd you find it?
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
there's a lot.
It's a meaty film.
Yes, it's got meat on those legs.
They're
They're
long,
hefty thighs.
long, meaty legs. Drumsticks.
Yes.
So, yes, we're going to munch on Nick Cage's drumsticks a little bit in this episode.
Oh, the visuals.
The visuals indeed. Look, I wasn't warm on the film first time round, and I want to. I feel like I'm looking into a cool kids party, and I'm on the outside.
Not
And
the
so-
first time.
Not for the first time. That's
That
what I
may
fe-
be the case.
and that's what I feel like. I'm like, everybody tells me this film's fantastic, and everybody talks about, and I'm like, but why can't I join in? Because no one's asking me to dance with this one, and I'm still struggling a little bit with it. But look, there are some good things. Look, the start bit, yet again, that lead up to the credits,
Yeah.
I love that. It's just great.
Yeah.
It's really got that great 70s feel to it. It's even the way it's sort of shot with the little round edges on the frame looks like the old photos. If you're of a certain vintage like I am, they were the photos that were in your first photo albums.
Polaroids, yeah.
So I thought that was really good. For some reason, being in the 90s, I've been really obsessed with this film around the dates and things. Trying to, I don't know why it's in the 90s. I'm not. It doesn't need to be in the 90s.
Yeah. I think, like we talked about last time, it was around, I don't know, I mean, this was just hypothetical, but around like DNA and things like that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, these days I don't know, he might get caught quicker with, you know, DNA and all of the forensics that we have nowadays. And I guess you've got things like the internet and, you know, sort of smartphones. Whereas back in the 90s, that was all in its infancy.
Mm.
So it allowed for a lot of sort of leeway in the story, perhaps.
There's a perhaps to it. So look, from that side of things,
Mark's like, perhaps.
yeah, it's look, that's my initial feel on it all. Like, I probably liked it more this time round, but like I said, I still feel like I'm outside the cool kids party.
Yeah.
So really, what you're talking about there is more to do with the hype around it and being told to like it rather than taking the movie on its merits. And I suspect you get this a lot with other movies
Just
that
Mark,
we've watched
or?
as well. Yeah, with Mark personally. I'm calling him out personally.
Okay.
Mark doesn't like
You knew
these.
it was going to be a feisty episode.
Mark doesn't like
prepared.
these hyped films, and you tend to bounce off them a bit rather than just take the movie
potentially.
as what it is.
We're not all A24 apologists like you are.
I'm not an A24 apologist. Now he's coming at me. Who's coming at who here?
Look, maybe like you go. Our first impressions and such of these films are informed by what the studios and the marketers want us to know about it all. And, when they're hyping this film up with things like we're monitoring Micah Munro's heartbeat the
Yes,
first time
this
she
is what I'm
sees
talking
Longlegs,
about.
and we're all like,
Yeah.
and then we're like, oh, it's an androgynous creepy dude.
Yeah.
There was huge marketing. There was huge marketing.
Yeah, there was a very
campaigns.
clever marketing. They had like ciphers for people to decode and
Yes.
stuff. It was all pretty nuts.
And then
Yeah,
when they
pretty
come and
clever.
tell you, and they're trying to, I guess, in some way stand on the shoulders of Silence of the Lambs and
Yeah.
Seven and these and you're like,
Which is why it's now interesting to watch this movie again now when all of that's come and gone and the dust is settled and there is no hype and you can just sort of watch the movie, take it on its own merits. And, well, to that end,
so what do you think?
I think I maybe liked it more because there's things to this movie now that I know what it is and perhaps more importantly what it isn't. I think I was able to just sort of, enjoy it. Because I went in, first time we watched it, like you said, it's like, oh, it's sits right along your shelf next to Seven and Silence of the Lambs. Both of those movies, we probably mentioned this in episode 1, both those movies are crime procedurals. Not crime procedurals, crime thrillers, serial killer thrillers. This movie is not really that. It has the aesthetic of that. It uses tropes from that, but it becomes something quite different. And now that I know that that's the way it goes, I was able to enjoy it for the lane that it's in, not the lane that it wasn't in, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true because Longlegs, he has a supernatural power of some kind, whereas that's not the case in Seven or in Silence of the Lambs. They're just very clever killers.
Yeah. Well, if I could give you just a quote from Oz Perkins, which sort of really clicked with me, which this is I'm paraphrasing, but he said it's a pop interpretation of horror films and movies like Silence of the Lambs, using tropes to create something familiar yet unsettling. And so when you think of it through that lens, if you go, okay, he sort of sees it as just a pop pastiche of things that you're familiar with, and it kind of is that. It's a collage of other things that becomes something else entirely. Yeah.
I think for my part, watching it a second time, it did give me that space to be able to delve deeper into the story elements because I was really looking at the satanic angle and just wanting to sort of see where we first start hearing about that. I also wanted to see more about her mum as well and just kind of learning more and just, I guess, having that ability, kind of knowing broadly where the story is going, being able to sit back a little bit and just look at people in a more measured way and kind of, in terms of, say, Micah Munro's performance, even though her speaking cadence was very, very similar to Clarice Starling. So, and I know she's playing an FBI agent and in the 90s, like Clarice Starling was and everything, but it was very similar, which I'm assuming was probably deliberate. So it was interesting in that space. And I also found, I sort of saw elements to her mum in a different light and also to Longlegs as well, just sort of being able to kind of sit back a little bit rather than going, oh my God, we're going to see him, he's going to look really, freaky and stuff. Being able to just sit there and go, oh, okay. And this is the reaction he gets, like when he goes into that hardware shop. and he's just ridiculed.
Mm.
And then what I thought was interesting, I don't know if it means anything, but I thought it was interesting. So he gets ridiculed in the shop, and then he seems like he doesn't care. He gets in his car, he's driving home, and he starts sort of like having a weird sort of scream. Mommy, whatever he says. And anyway, towards the end of the film, to try and save the final victims, Michael Monroe, what's the name of her character?
Leah.
So Lee jumps in his car. She's driving along,
Yeah.
and she starts screaming.
Yeah, it's the same shot, the same
And
car.
it's the same car shot.
Yeah.
Scream.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, which I hadn't picked up on before. So there were a few sort of things, and also, I mean, jumping all over the joint. But I noticed when she goes to visit her mum, so before, Longlegs, is exposed as living there, there's needles. I think she's in the bathroom or something. And I'm like, okay, mum's a junkie.
Or is she diabetic or something? Is that, yeah.
Well,
I didn't read that as junkie. I read it as medical problems.
I don't know. But then I don't know.
Mm.
But I hadn't picked that up before. And I was like, oh, okay.
Mm.
I mean, you probably would want something to cope if you're living with him downstairs, but, So I think there was more to explore on the second viewing, and I still enjoyed it.
Mm.
It was just, I think I was able to understand a little more all of the different angles, and particularly like with her boss and how she came to work with him, because initially it was when on first viewing, it's kind of like she's psychic, and apparently that's like an open secret, everyone knows, and now she's just using her psychicness, and now she's involved with the Longlegs investigation, and it just seemed like how did we get here? What's going on?
Yeah.
Whereas,
there's a few things like that in this movie.
but this time it was clearer to me how that all unfolded, and it made a lot more sense.
Or how did it unfold? Because to me, it just looked like simply he went, oh, I heard about this agent who's like half psychic. Maybe she can help me.
Well, but that's essentially, but that is his department. So it wasn't kind of like, I thought she was already working for him. And I was like, what is going on and why is she using this psychic? But he's kind of heard about that. And his department, I think, is a little left of centre. And so when he had these ciphers and things, he thought maybe she could understand. Even, and I mean, this could just be me being slow, which, has never happened before. But when she receives that card from Longlegs and he gives her the code, the key to the cipher, and says, don't tell anyone, I missed that the first time. I just sort of saw there was code
I missed it this time.
Oh, well, there you go.
No, she cracked the cipher.
No, but he gave her it in the card. He gives her that phrase, what is it? Stood upon the sand of the sea. And he's written, it's like you get in, sort of a women's magazine with the code breaker. And so he's given her letters against the different, cipher against the different letters. So it's a code breaker. It's a key to the code.
Oh, I thought she cracked it herself.
No, my friends.
And she
this is why I'm here.
And she kept it from...
Well, because he says in it, do not tell anybody this is how you get...
Or I'll cut off your mummy's boobies.
Yeah, I'll cut off her hanging milk tits.
What, he wrote that...
Yeah, in the code.
So
in her birthday card.
Not realizing literally is that, he's living in my mum's basement.
No. But that's how she figured that out, and she wasn't able to say. And
yes.
Suddenly it all starts falling. So it's things like that I started to find in this viewing.
One thing that really bothered me about this movie in the first viewing was the fact that, well, there's the twist, if you can call it that she had a personal connection to this killer, that it was the guy that came and saw her when she was a kid, and it just so happened that that she had this sort of connection to it. She had a picture of him in her bedroom and that's how they found him, and that stuff really stuck in my craw. And you said at the time, you were like, well, maybe she was simply one of his victims and she ended up being an FBI agent. And thinking about it like that, I'm like, you're right. He doesn't know what kind of job she's going to end up being. And then you've got all that to deal with. So I guess that could happen. It didn't seem that implausible and irritating to me this time.
Well, see, that's the big thing I got this second time round was that relationship, and that's the big thing I've tried to unpack was. So Longlegs came along, and Micah Lee was the first of his triangle thing.
I think she was one of the first.
She was the missing number in that. So,
Yeah.
but for whatever reason, Longlegs gives her mum
The
choice.
Mm.
That
Yeah.
doesn't seem to get given to anybody else for any reason.
No.
Mm.
So I'm like, I don't know why that happened.
Well, I think...
Hang on, let me rant. So we do
Okay.
that. I'm sorry.
But I've got the answer, but that's okay.
Why did she get a choice?
You should have let him finish.
No, I want him to...
And then
finish.
just like, yeah. Yeah.
What is the answer?
Mum was the seventh she.
Okay.
He says within the movie, within his speech, she was the seventh she. The choice they've all been given, bow down if you want to keep your child.
The choice they've all been given.
Interesting.
And so she bowed down to keep her child. So she was the seventh one that he'd... Whether it was the seventh one, his seventh accomplice?
This is what I mean. All this stuff that I thought was real loose, it's all in there. It's all in there.
So then she says, no dramas. Look, I'll help you kill a bunch of other people instead.
No dramas.
I'll help you kill a bunch of other people instead to protect my daughter.
Yeah.
But then the trade-off for that is not only I'm going to help you kill a bunch of people, but it's also going to be come live in my house.
Yeah.
But because you're going to come live in my house, we're going to do some special dark magic over my daughter so she has no memories of her childhood because she'll remember living with Daddy Longlegs in the house. See what I did there?
Yes.
No laugh from Adam. Oh, well.
Well, no, I'm just thinking about what you're saying.
Yeah, so Daddy Longlegs lives downstairs making his dolls.
It
In a
didn't
corner.
occur to me that he was living there when she was a kid.
Yeah, so she's got, and this is the thing, so she's got no personality.
Yeah.
And
That-
initially I
it
was,
is true. Yeah,
and initially
yeah.
I was like, why is this? Like, it seems very odd because Micah Munro's not a bad actress. And I'm like, it seems a weird choice. But you go, so she has no childhood. So she has no personality. She has no memories to base her life on.
Yeah.
So she's now this young adult who doesn't know anything. So you see, like, she sits in Carter's daughter's room
Mm.
Yeah.
and she doesn't have a clue what to do because
Yeah.
she's never, in her head, it's like she's never been in a little girl's room before.
Well, I just stuck my hand up for the people who can't can't see. Well, see, that is because in each of her dolls still exists. So
Yes.
Longlegs is making a doll for every girl that he kills. And when he makes this doll, the child is enthralled with the doll. And within the doll is the silver ball that has kind of weird properties.
Mm.
So to my thought process, her doll still exists with that silver ball. So she's kind of trapped in the doll. So she doesn't have a personality because she's trapped in the doll. Because when we see it with the Kiernan Shipka character, as soon as that doll is recovered and wakes up, then she starts to wake up. And then at one point they destroy...
They cut open the silver ball.
Yeah. And then she's kind of released.
Hmm,
And that's the
interesting.
thing. So there's a point where Harker's mum
Destroys.
blows the head off her
And
doll
you see the black
smoke.
mist
That's
come
right.
off
And she
on
actually,
her
I think she
head.
says you're free now or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So I think that's why she has no personality. She's been tied to that doll the whole time.
Yeah. Now
So
let
sort
me
of
let me throw this in.
possessed.
So I was reading in Fangoria. There was a really good interview. They do this cool thing with Fangoria. Rather than just having a stable of interviewers, they'll often pick people they think will do a good interview. So in this particular one, it's Nicolas Cage interviewing Oz Perkins.
Mm.
So they're asking questions of each other in a bit of a different skew. But I've seen, so in the Fangoria article, as well as a couple other places I've read, the central theme that Osgood Perkins wanted to put in this was around mothers keeping secrets.
Mm.
And the main thing being, if you know the story, that Oz Perkins is Anthony Perkins' son,
Mm-hmm.
and Anthony Perkins was a closeted gay man.
Yeah, I didn't know that until recently. Yeah.
And so, as such, it's actually got an autobiographical tint to the film because it's about a mother keeping a horrible secret from your child. And he really has said in essence, that's what it was. It's Lee's mother is his mother, is actually keeping a horrible secret that you think you're doing the right thing by your kid, but are you actually doing the right thing by your kid? So did she really do the right thing by Lee by going where she wanted to go?
Mm.
But then you get the whole devil pulling the strings kind of thing, because Longlegs was just being a puppet of the devil as well.
Oh, the devil's doll.
So in essence, so you go, and it almost, the devil has the big win at the end by the fact that she shoots her own mother. And, you know, it's sort of, you think, how did the devil manipulate that space to finally get it that she would kill her own mother?
Yeah. But also I found at the end, so like initially when I first watched it, I'm like, she knows that her boss is going to go into that other room and kill his wife. And she does bugger all to stop that. And I was like, what the hell? But this time it didn't bother me as much.
The mum does say something like she's already dead or something like that.
Yeah, like that. And so you kind of got it. Like, you're like, yeah. And then, like, obviously the young girl is saved, but she doesn't shoot the doll. Like, knowing as she must do that by shooting the doll in the head, you release the child's spirit, say, for instance.
I think she tried to shoot the doll and the gun didn't work.
Yeah, I don't know. But I was like...
Wait, she left the doll alive?
Yeah, so the doll and the little girl are still alive at the end of the film. And I was like, no, you're going to get rid of the doll. You know you have to get rid of the doll. And yet you didn't.
Well, we don't know. Maybe she does.
Maybe she does after the credits roll. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it struck me as odd.
One other thing I thought was interesting was the bit where she was doing I think when they first thought, oh, you're psychic, kinda. And they were doing those flashcard type tests with her. And it was interesting because when they have that triangle, the inverted triangle, and she says father.
Hey, there you go.
So, you know, Daddy Longlegs was somewhat a surrogate father to her growing up, but obviously all those memories were blocked.
Yeah.
And as she got closer to the case, of course, things start to make more sense because she's starting to remember, I guess.
Yeah. I wonder if there's anything else subliminal in that flashcard sequence.
Well, you'll be watching it again.
Yes.
There probably is, because there's also several cipher letters you get sent, and I haven't looked yet. I'll look for next time. I think people have actually gone through and deciphered what those letters say as well.
Because what I got from that was it was similar, I think, to Blade Runner, where like when you come back and you have to be like...
When he's interviewing the replicant.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to
Make
test
sure
if he's
that they're
human.
balanced.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of things that have like sort of Rorschach tests and stuff. But yeah, to have little like... cool little nods like that. There's a lot of little interesting bits and bobs in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving along, folks.
Yes.
Where are we at with our rating system? Well, time is money, people.
We were rating them as little devil dolls, wasn't it?
Yeah, creepy dolls.
Creepy dolls.
So last time you gave it an 8.
Did I?
Adam, yes.
You gave it an 8?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm still going to give it it's a bit contradictory, but I'm still going to give it an 8, even though I think I may have even liked it a little bit more. Because it has its sort of things that feel maybe a little flimsy, although they seem much less so on a second viewing, which kind of tidies all that up a little bit for me. And also, it's just undeniable, whatever you think of the movie. Like, we watched it the other night, and it's a bit of a cliche, but yeah, I checked that the door was locked. There's an eeriness to this movie that is undeniable, and it's kind of hard to do. I don't know if it's a happy accident. I'm afraid I haven't seen any more of Oz Perkins's movies, so I can't say. But there is a cool, eerie, under the skin tone to this movie, and yeah, I like it for that. Longlegs, 8 devil dolls.
Okay, Mark. Last time you gave it 6. Has it grown on you at all?
No. Look, it is beautifully shot. Like, there's a lot of deliberate choices to frame shots where there's a lot of windows and a lot of open doors and things that give you cause to always be looking to see, is something creeping around, is something watching. There's a lot of sort of medium to long distance shots that present people as being very insignificant, being very small and very fragile, and which feeds a lot into the whole story. So I like that vulnerability is painted very well. I still don't think the pieces really quite come together. Like I said, there's...
She shot down all the holes that you were poking in this Swiss cheese. She's filled them in.
I'm still... It doesn't... Like her psychic stuff, for example. She's psychic for a while and then it doesn't really matter anymore. It just stops it doesn't play a part in the story any further.
Mm.
You know, except that even the way the dolls seem to work seems a little bit
Well, that's
Supernatural. Well, it's not confusing. It's not confusing once you get the handle of the ball in the head.
Yeah, but even when they say there's no evidence of anything, but the mum's been in all the houses, so wouldn't there be evidence that mum's been in the
But
house?
again, we're talking 70s, 80s, 90s. DNA testing wasn't really there. So if she wiped down surfaces and probably, I'm assuming, thinking she's dressed as a nun, a humble nun, not going to register on people's radars back in that time frame.
I'd still be sus winning a prize I didn't enter a contest for.
Yeah, I know, that's weird too. And
Well,
she's not
that's
killing them,
the
though. The
thing, but
families
she
are killing
kills the
themselves.
people who win, so they're not living to tell the tale.
So look, I'm still happy with my 6 creepy dolls. There's definitely a good film in there. I think I'm still trying to unlock some of it. So I'm actually looking forward to watching it again because I think it feels like it's a cliche to say, I guess, but it kind of feels like a knotted thing that you've just kind of got to get the threads apart a little bit, I guess, to see it a little bit more clearly. So yeah, because in some ways, like Longlegs himself, really, it's not the movie. The movie's not about him.
No.
It's actually not about him. So even though it's and that's the thing, I guess that's where the marketing, I can understand why it focused on that element.
Yeah.
But it is a little bit like Seven in that regard. Like it wasn't about John Doe. But they didn't frame Seven as being about John Doe, whereas Longlegs has kind of done that. It's,
Yes.
where it really is much more about Micah Munro and her mum. And that's what we're saying. You know, it's about that relationship between parents and kids and keeping secrets. And I mean, mum's kept the biggest secret of all. There's a serial killer living in a house and I'm helping him, you know.
Daddy Longlegs.
So, yeah, look, I'm sitting with 6. I'm hopeful that'll warm even more when I watch it again.
Well, I got very excited and I gave it an 8.5 straight out the gate. I think I'm probably going to settle to an 8. I think it is a very sort of, it's a strong film. It kind of, out of the films that I've watched in the last sort of 18 months, it's sort of striking and it's a bit unique. It stands aside from everything else. And it's well done. It's well crafted and, you know, I love that sort of visual style and, you know, I love me a serial killer, not in real life, just on the movie screen.
I'm not a serial killer.
Just to clarify that.
Generally what a serial killer would say.
Yeah, my husband's not a serial killer and I don't need them in my real life. Thank you very much. So 8 still for me. And I think going into watching it a third time, I know here at Sinister Siblings, we've read some reviews. We've spoken tonight about, you know, sort of what others have said about the film. And yeah, definitely be trying to track down another Oz Perkins movie to watch before we go into the third one, just to see. And yeah, keen to see what else develops.
Well, since this one's come out, he's released the Stephen King one, The Monkey.
Yes.
Going to grab that one. And more recently, he did Gretel and Hansel, and he also did The Blackcoat's Daughter. So
I've
there's a couple of other
seen
options to
some
watch.
of that. Yeah.
Keen to see The Monkey. I was keen to see that when it came out. All right. Okay. So on that note, if you are keen to keep up to date with what we're watching and what we're talking about, please follow us over on Facebook at Sinister Siblings and on your favourite podcast platform. Please remember to subscribe so you get the latest and greatest from us. And also if you can rate and review, that would be absolutely fantastic because that helps other people find our podcast. And it means that we get out to more people and we can do more things.
Indeed. Indeed it does.
So thank you and yeah, speak to you soon.
Farewell. Goodbye.
Don't forget to put your long legs on.
Indeed. I put my long legs on.